Robstar gang, what up? What up? What up? I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome to the Robstar Report. We got a good show. I got a good show today. I feel like this is going to be a really, really good show. I've been coming up with a lot of topics. It's hard right now as content creators to come up with shit to talk about. It's hard because like after free agency is done, all we're looking forward to is the draft, right? And then we hear some other things, right? But we got AJ Brooks, we got Marcos Cash in the building, we got Miss Lassiter. Miss Lassiter, I hope you're well. Sorry you've been missing lives. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you. You're here now. That's all that matters. Let's go, Panther Nation. What's good, Clay? What's up, Day One Panthers fan? Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. Shout out to all of you guys, who continue to show support to this channel. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. Seriously. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Give yourself a hand clap. Give yourself a hand clap. Heads up, play. The Discord link expired. I'll put the new one in the chat. Shout out to you guys. That hand clap for you. All right. So shout out to you guys for continuing to show me your support. Supernova, what's up, my boy? What's up? What's up? What's up? Jalen, what's up? Will Matt Corral start? I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I saw that on Twitter that he's going to be, doing his thing. That's weird. And hey, Marcos, where'd you find the Discord link expired? Which one? Is it in the link tree? You're the one who keeps me in line, my friend. You're the one who keeps me in line. You keep me in line, Marcos. Swear it. You're one of the backbones of this channel for sure. All of you are backbones of sure. Okay, link tree. See, Marcos Cash keeps me in line, man. Marcos Cash keeps me in line. Love it. Love it. Rock Jones says we need a good draft. 5 Beta hit us. Says what's good, Panthers fan. Jalen's in the house. What's up, Jalen? I appreciate that, Day One. That's much love to you, brother. And Rock Jones is in the house. All right, so the Discord link is not working in the link tree. So this is the one right here. If you want to join the Discord, man, we are getting very active in there. I love it. Zach's getting very active in there. Marcos Cash is very active in there. AJ Brooks is in there getting very active. A lot of people are getting very, very active in there. Panther Raider X is getting very active in there. So we've got a lot of people. They're starting to get very active in there, and I love it. I love it. So, what's good, Chris Mack? Appreciate you joining the live stream, brother. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to all you guys. We got lots to talk about. Let's talk about this first. I got my first topic up above in the Discord. We're going to use the Discord again. I've been using the Discord because the reason why I've been using the Discord is just because it makes it easier. It makes it easier for me. It makes it easier for me. Actually, you know what? We'll use this layout. We can use this layout, but then you really can't see me. It's kind of annoying. That's terrible. Okay, we'll go with that. All right. So it's not so good news, but not like it's like terrible news. Obviously we're gearing up for the getting ready for this next upcoming offseason. Obviously in the offseason we're gearing up, right? We're adding more players, right? Obviously, DJ Wonnum was a promising addition. He is set to meet this team's OTAs. As he continues to recover from a nagging quadricep injury. Now, head coach Dave Canales is very optimistic that when he discussed about Wonnum's absence. So he has a total confidence of coming back, and Wonnum's potential is going to be. I love the potential of this kid. I saw him play at South Carolina. He's just gotten better each and every year, besides the one year that he got injured. and missed the season. But I mean, he has been just gotten better and better. So there's a lot of upside to him, and he's got a versatile skill set. And if you go watch this kid's, if you watch this kid on tape, I mean, he is going to be a linchpin in this Panthers pass rush. Right now, he is the linchpin in this Panthers pass rush, if we think about it. But having a Sean Robinson, being that block, I call a Sean Robinson the block eater. That's what he's going to be, right? Which is going to potentially help Derek Brown out eat. But having DJ Wonnum on that side, helping out in that pass rush is going to benefit both of those guys as well. But as a torn quadricep that he suffered in the previous season, obviously he's going to be sidelined through OTAs, but I'd rather this guy, again, when it comes to these injuries, you know how I am. I'd rather them be completely 100% before they even step on that field. But I mean, it's just a small little injury. So, but I want you to be informed about it. If you didn't know, but I think he'll have a swift and complete recovery. I don't think it's anything too concerning about his injury. It doesn't seem too concerning. Everybody seems pretty confident about it. I mean, based off what I've read from the injury, it's a very minor injury. He's just going to miss OTAs and then he's going to be completely fine. So, nothing too bad on that end, right? Nothing too bad on that end. Let's see what we got here. Cheaper, burn, Reddick a lot better. Peyton Wilson just did a 30 minute. Yep, 30 top 30 visit. Just hoping we can get through camp preseason without major injuries. Me too, Adam. What's good, Clay? What's going on? Not much, man. Not much. Some other topics I want to talk about here, and we're going to bring it up real quick, is Mr. Austin Corbett. Corbett center stage. Now, the thing is that we know that Dave Canales has announced that he's going to move Corbett to center. We know that, right? And in a league where every move is scrutinized and dissected, the Panthers' decision to transition Austin Corbett to center position has raised a lot of eyebrows and sparked debate. You know how I feel, okay? But from what Dave Canales said recently, there is a rational decision behind the strategic shift, and it goes far beyond the X's and O's. It's about building a team identity, and I get that from the inside and out, right? Now, at that league meeting, if you haven't watched I think it was, let me see. Zach sent it to me. Where is it, Zach? Where is it? You send it to me. Did you put it in the Ropp Star gang? This. If you haven't watched this on YouTube, if you haven't watched this yet on YouTube, you need to. Okay. It's only a 4-minute clip. Well, actually, no, it's longer than that. Sorry, it's 16 minutes. But I watched it. I can't watch this, and I can't technically even be sharing it because it's on YouTube, and then YouTube's going to get me for it. But go watch it. Basically, what I'm about to do, though, is break down everything he said in that 16-minute video. All right. I'm going to break that down today. Because I can't play the live stream without getting bumped about it. So, it is what it is. So I'm just going to break that down today instead because since I can't watch it. Did we get Tim Stellings? Okay, wait. Pay Reddick. He's a dog. We're going to talk about the Reddick thing. Don't you worry. You're probably not going to like what I have to say about the whole Reddick ordeal, but that's okay. Did we get Reddick and Gilmore? No, we haven't. We've reached out to Gilmore. There has been no signs that we've reached out about trading for Hassan Reddick. to the Eagles. There has been rumors that Carolina is interested to bringing him back, but there's no for sure thing. Canales said Corbett was a perfect physical traits of center, but yeah, that knee is ground beef. I mean, so this is what, right? He believes that this guy can be obviously a true leader. Okay. His words were dripping in confidence when he talked about it. And indeed, Corbett has a vocal presence in the locker room, is a natural command of the huddle, makes him an ideal candidate to helm the Panthers offensive line. Now you get recent additions in with Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt. Canales envisions a dream scenario of a cohesive unit anchored by Corbett, steady-handed, unwavering leadership that he does have. Okay, but the challenges are ahead are not lost on Canales or Corbett. With only preseason snaps at center under his belt, a lingering injury cloud hanging over this guy's head. I mean, Corbett faces an uphill battle, right? You tear your ACL, you tear the MCL after your recovery, right? After you recover from that ACL injury, not even 4 to 6 games, maybe. I want to say it was actually 4 games, but after like however many it was, you tear your MCL in the same knee, right? So now Canales came out and said that, it's a dream scenario basically, and said that he loves this challenge. I think for Corbett, though, this transition represents basically more than a positional change. It's a chance for him to prove himself, to defy expectations, right? To leave an inevitable mark on this franchise, right? Canales is leading this charge, and the stage is set, hopefully, for Corbett to shine. I'm not holding my breath on this, guys. I don't know. Again, you've heard me multiple times say this, right? As we're gearing up this offseason, this is one of the biggest concerns I have, because right now all eyes will be on Corbett as he takes place at the center position of action, while there's that possibility of that knee not being, it's obviously not what it used to be, but basically, like what Marco says, is it being ground beef, and it's not ready. He's definitely needs to consider retiring, because you tear your ACL and your MCL, both of them. And it depends on obviously the tear in the MCL, but the ACL, it definitely does more than the MCL. The ACL is a lot worse. But this is a tough road for me as a fan to get behind this, because of having a guy that went through that injuries that has gone through. It's hard for me to really wrap my brain around it to say, yeah, I feel comfortable with starting this guy at center. Marcos, it's like it applies with the audio. It applies with the audio. It applies with the audio and it, being on YouTube. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Yes, yes. Keep on balling, Clay. I'm trying, man. Definitely need to draft a kid. There's no way we can roll in there without a backup plan. I think we got to. I think you got to go in, and you got to bring somebody in. Yeah. I still would want one of the top 3 centers in the draft. If Corbett's great, then fantastic. But he's already tried it with a healthy body and got moved to guard. We need a true center. Corb is backup. Yeah. And I tell you right now, if somehow, some way JPJ out of Oregon falls to the second round, you don't pass that up. You don't trade that 33rd pick, because if he falls anywhere, it would be the 33rd pick if he does fall. Right? If he falls to the second round, and if we weren't there at 33rd pick, he would go. So if it's me, your top 3 centers in this draft is going to be, of course, it's JPJ, it's Frazier out of West Virginia, and it's Cedric Van Pran out of Georgia. I would say an honorable mention is Drake Nugent out of Michigan. Now, other than that, you're taking a chance on Bogues Limmer out of Arkansas and Delmar Glaze out of Maryland. Those are two guys that you could also look at. And then there's some other guys on the back end in the 7th round, like I think his last name's McMahon out of NC State. He something McMahon, and then you got the Wisconsin boy Bortiolioni. Both versatile centers, but again, they're just not as good as those other three I mentioned. Not even, I wouldn't even say in the realm. Once you tear the MCL, you're more likely to tear something else. I know that how Corbett feels. Yeah, I've torn my MCL too. I've torn my MCL. I've never torn my ACL, torn my MCL. Luckily enough, I didn't have to. I mean, when the way I teared it, there was only 1% chance of me getting surgery and it getting better. There was only 1% chance. But I went to physical therapy and that was a way better route. And I did a lot of squats and I did a lot of leg work. And so, through physical therapy, they put me through some other workouts to help me strengthen my knee. And so but once you tear your MCL, you do have other injuries lingering behind, unfortunately. I'm not going to be upset if we take a center 33 beyond tired of having a bum O-line. I mean, again, that's another thing. Like, here's an educational video I want you to see by Jim Harbaugh. Here's an educational video I want y'all to see by Jim Harbaugh. This is the reason why I am so big on the trenches, because, again, Harbaugh explains it best just in this short video. Yes, do the Chargers need, right? Do the Chargers need a wide receiver? For sure. They definitely do. Okay. But this is the reason why, and I love that you said this here. You got to change your name. I'm sorry. You got to change your name. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. All right.
The offensive line to me is important. I mean, if I ask you the question of like what position group depends on no other position group to be good, but every other position group depends on them to be good, what position group is that? Offensive line. They're not relying on any other position group to be good. They go out and they're good. But yet every other position group relies on the offensive line to be good. And then the D line, they'll be the ones that argue back. We don't need the offensive line to be good. Do you? Do you like when the offense has a 12-play drive and the field position? Yeah, okay, you're right. It's like, so yeah, that building that kind of offensive line, that's exciting.
See, so even a head coach as smart as Jim Harbaugh is about building the offensive line. Like, that's why I'm so on 33 cold-heartedly want us to go offensive line. Like, if there's a guy that falls there, right? Now, here's the thing. If JPJ doesn't fall there, right? Seneca. Okay. If JPJ does not fall there, right? Then he doesn't fall there. But Zach Frazier's right there for the taking at 33 for sure. Now, could I take a chance and see if he falls to 39? The Panthers could. Again, these mock drafts only tell you so much. So you can't base it off saying, well, in my mock draft, he doesn't fall to 39. You don't know that. You don't know that if Zach Frazier's going to could fall to 39 or not in real life. These mock drafts only tell you so much. We don't know if Xavier Legette's going to be available at 33. He might end up going to the first round. Keon Coleman could. These guys that are predicted to go between this first and second rounds, there's no telling if they fall to the second or they're going to be there at the first. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, Players fall every year. T. Thompson, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy if you think that they don't go center in the first 3 rounds. Because if they don't, and you sit here and you think that you're going to rely on this guy and then they're going to get some scrub on the back end that's going to be his backup, is going to for safety, you're asking for a disaster at the center position. You're asking for a disaster. Austin Corbett tore his ACL and his MCL. And you're going to tell me that we're not going to go center in the first 3 rounds? I don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. Again, we don't know what this team is going to pick the first 3 rounds. We can't predict that. We can go based off any mock draft you want. You can go based off of any of other people's mock drafts you want. We don't know where this team is actually going to go. For all I know, JPJ could be there at 33, and then they don't even go with him at 33 and they trade back. I mean, there's multiple scenarios that this is all can work out. We don't know. I just don't see, though, Carolina not trying to get at least one of the big 3 centers in this draft. I just don't see it. I don't see them not trying to get JPJ is probably out the question. He's going first round. But Zach Frazier, Van Pran, who else am I missing there? I'm missing someone else. Who are my other 3 guys? I mean, I guess, and then, you could say an honorable mention, Drake Nugent. But after that, I don't know if I can rely on Bogues Limmer, and I don't know if I could rely on Delmar Glaze out of Maryland. Then after that, once you reach past those guys, you're reaching for McMahon out of NC State and Bortiolione out of Wisconsin. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I totally disagree with that comment, but that's just me. Amazing. Well, we don't have a first round pick, so it'd either be 2 through 3. It would be 2 through 3. So the first 3 rounds. Or for us, if you want to do the first 3 rounds, it would be 2 through 4. All right, let's talk about Mr. Hassan Reddick. So the Eagles are seeking at least a second-round pick in a trade for Hassan Reddick. After budging off that price, so, which is interesting. I think you could send him a 3rd and a 6th, and they would take it. I think you send him a 3rd and a 6th, and they drop him like a heartbeat. I guarantee you send him a 3rd and a 6th, they drop him like a heartbeat. But here's the reason why I put pass on Reddick. Here's the reason why. As much as I would love to see him on this team, it just doesn't make sense to me, and here's the reason why. Okay? All right. Before you go ahead and start dusting off your old jersey of Hassan Reddick, if you got one, and dreaming of his sack celebrations again, I just want you to take a step back for a second and examine why pursuing this trade for Reddick makes about as much sense as bringing a snorkel to a snowstorm. Okay? And I'm going to explain why. Okay? I'm going to explain why. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors it's going to be edge or receiver first in those first 2 picks, and then they go. I don't know what they would do in the 3rd. I've only seen the first 2 picks. It is important. They're the reason why. Yeah, I mean, I you grab a center like Icky bounces back to form, right? So T-Thompson. I mean, T. Thompson's. I have to say this. T. Thompson's not wrong. I mean, they might not. I mean, I don't think I don't think there's a guarantee that they don't do that. But I think that you again. Oh gosh. Anyone else's chat keeps crashing every 2 minutes. I would do a fourth and fifth. All right, sorry. I'm trying to make my case on this. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked by the chat here. So, flashback a few years ago, the Panthers made a shrewd move to get Reddick, right? A bargain rate, honestly, and followed by an eye-popping of 12.5 sacks with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, skeptics were quick to dismiss the breakout season as a fluke, citing his modest sack tally in previous years. Yet alone in his lone season with the Panthers, he silenced all those doubters with a jaw-dropping performance, tallying up 18 quarterback hits, 12 tackles for a loss. He had 11 sacks, proving beyond a shadow of doubt, right, that this guy was the real deal. Okay? You fast forward to the present, and Reddick basically finds himself on the trade block. Okay. Philadelphia is granting him permission to seek a new home. Then now they're seeking it to trade him. Over the 3 seasons he's been there. 2 seasons he's been there. He's had over 20 sacks, 27 sacks, actually. I think it's the exact amount. I think he's had over 27 sacks. I think his stock is definitely soaring. And I think teams around the league undoubtedly taking notice. Now, here is the kicker. I know that it's tempting to add a dynamic pass rush to this team. And that is undeniable, for sure. But the timing of this really couldn't come as much worse. It's the timing for me that why this doesn't make sense. Because with the limited draft capital we already have, right? We already have limited draft capital. I mean, yeah, we got some draft capital back, and we added some, and then we lost some here and there. But a laundry list of needs on the offensive side of the ball, I still believe, and you got the resources to acquire Reddick would be rearranging the deck a little bit, because here's some things that I know you may argue that a player of Reddick's caliber is worth investment for sure. Okay. And I don't disagree with that. I think he's definitely worth an investment, but the timing is just not right. His asking price is reasonable. I think let's not forget the elephant in the room and the financial implications that come along with him. Right. All right. He would take a hefty 21.8 million cap hit in 2024. So Reddick's price tag is enough to make even the most teams, especially with a team fresh off a lackluster performance last season, and what we're trying to do here. In essence, pursuing a trade for Reddick to me is like you're trying to splurge on a designer handbag when your roof is leaking. It's like you going out and spending money that you should be spending on because you want something instead of what you need, right? That's why I said the analogy there is spending on a designer handbag instead of spending it on the roof that you live under that's leaking. And it may look flashy, right? But it's hardly prudent of use of resources, right? Instead of the Panthers, it would be wise for them to focus on their efforts on shoring up the offense around Bryce Young. Now, address pressing matters, right? Needs, laying the groundwork down. That's how you sustain success, right? While alluring of adding Reddick to the Panthers' defensive arsenal may be strong, sometimes the smartest move is knowing when to pass, right? After all, Building a championship contender is about more than just flashy acquisitions. It's about strategic planning, prudent decision making, a keen eye for long-term success. So in that regard, all in all, I'm passing on the Reddick thing. I just don't think the timing's right. If this was next year and they were just looking for, you know, a second round pick or a third round pick or something like that, I'd say maybe. But again, I just don't think it fits the narrative right now. I just don't think it fits the narrative and what we're trying to do here. I would love him too. But T. Thompson, so that is your acquisition that you're saying, okay, we're not going to go in the draft because they said Corbett is going to be the center. T. Thompson, do you realize this man's knee is basically done? Do you not realize that? He tore his ACL. 4 games later, tears his MCL. His knee is completely done. His knee is basically completely done. This is basically now an experiment of seeing if Corbett's knee can hold up at the center position. And I'm not willing to book on that. I am not willing to take the risk upon that. Yeah, Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, that's great. But your center position is more important. Yes, I think Corbett's it would be a great fit if his knee wasn't fucked, but his knee is done. And if he proves me wrong, great. But at least if he doesn't, we have a backup plan because I'm not going to rely on Cade Mays or somebody else on this roster that to shift over to center and it become a disaster. That's all I'm getting at. So I don't see how you can say that this team doesn't do that. Again, ACL and MCL, both. And it was back-to-back years. He tore his ACL at the end of the 2022 season, comes back after the trade deadline or a game or two after the trade deadline, whatever it was. Played only maybe 4 or 5 games, maybe that, tears his MCL in the same knee. Like, if you want to rely on that and that's what you believe, you go right ahead. But I'm not going to hop aboard that train. Reddick, Burns, Horn, and Shin, and Frankie, the new addition added would be fire. It would be. It would. But in a perfect world, in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, it would be. It would definitely be wonderful. But that's in a perfect world. Mm-hmm. Reddick is market value is around 21.4 million. That would be epic. Again, Chris Mack, a perfect world. A perfect world. Clay, if his knee was done, we know that's a little overreaction. I mean, okay, well, you go look up what an ACL tear is and what the one he tore, and you go look at the MCL what he tore. His tears were not the ones that you really wanted to tear. The ACL degree. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find it. How bad was Austin Corbett's? I saw it the other day. I read this article. I hope I can find it. How bad was Austin Corbett's ACL tear? And we'll figure out the diagnosis on that. Let me see this. Where is it at? This is in 2023. Oh my God. How did I put? Because here's the thing. We need to know how bad it was. So Austin Corbett's ACL tear. Tearing your ACL week 18 when he did it back in 2022 is less than ideal, right? But let's see here. Still can't find it. I wish I could find the injuries. Okay, let's do this. Austin. Yeah, and I get that what you're saying. Yeah, he's confident about it. That's great, but we don't know the serious I want to know how bad that serious it is. Like I get it. I get that you're going based off. And when I was explaining the Austin Corbett situation, I was going off what Dave Canales said too. But again, for me, I'm just not sure if I'm willing to trust on that. As for me, I'm just not sure if I'm willing to trust on that. That's all I'm getting at. Especially with ACL and the MCL in the same knee. I'm just not sure if I'm willing to, trust on that. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't want to tell me anything though. Google never wants to tell me because I wish I could get like a medical report. Wish there was like a way I could get like a medical report. That would be nice. I wish that's something we could do. I wish that was something we could get is a medical report. Okay, T. Thompson, I'll cry about it. I'll cry about it. I'll cry about it. Fuck off. All right. Possibility of I want us to draft a center, just not in the second or third round. Well, you get shit in one hand and piss in the other. See which one piles up faster. All right. Let's see here. Mr. Gilmore. All right, I got it pulled up. Perfect. Just want to make sure I had it pulled up. Enough about the Austin Corbett talk. Again, for me, you know how I feel. I think we should draft a center in the draft. I think it should be at least the three guys I mentioned. I don't care where it's at. I don't care what round it is. As long as they get one of the 3 to 4 guys I want, which is JPJ, Zach Frazier, Cedric Van Pran, honorable mention Drake Nugent. They get one of those guys, great. If they don't, well, let's just see. We better hope and pray that Austin Corbett needs holds up. That's all I'm saying. Well, Josh, they're basically, but y'all are taking in the context of what Dave Canales said that he's confident in Austin Corbett, right? He showed his confidence and all of that. That's great. That's great. He's supposed to do that as a head coach. But now you have to hope that this guy defies expectations based off tearing an ACL and an MCL. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. So you better hope that he defies expectations. All right, so in the move that could potentially reignite a familiar face, Carolina Panthers are reportedly reached out to cornerback Stephon Gilmore. Now, according to Joe Parsons of The Athletic, the Panthers had extended feelers to free agents through free agency, has hinted a potential homecoming for Stephon Gilmore. Now, Gilmore, if y'all don't know, is from Rock Hill, South Carolina. He played with the Panthers back in 2021 for a brief time. Obviously, I was one of the advocates that wanted to keep him here once we got him here. Even though I knew his age, but I wanted to give him at least another, at least another 2 more years. I would have extended him at least another 2 years. Because of what he got himself a Pro Bowl invitation. His fifth Pro Bowl invitation while he was here, right? And another reason why, of course, he's a product of the University of South Carolina, so go Cox. And of course, the essence of, of what he just brings to the table. I think Stephon Gilmore will go down as one of the top 5 best corners of all time. Some people might even have him number 1. The Buffalo Bills snagged him with the 10th overall pick in the 2012 draft, where he basically laid the groundwork, started his career, and then went over to Gillette Stadium over there in New England, played 4 years there in Foxborough, secured an AP Defensive Player of the Year award there in 2019. Also got himself a nice Super Bowl ring. And then he came over here in 2021, and I will tell you this. I thought he put a jolt of electricity into our defense, and it elevated our defensive rankings to great heights, I thought. And really reaffirming his status as one of the premier shutdown corners in the league. And his midseason acquisition by the Panthers, I felt like sent shockwaves through the NFL, because it was so shocking that we signed this guy. I was like, oh my God, we got Stephon Gilmore. Like, it just showed a testament to this franchise unwavering commitment of trying to get guys here, but never keeping him here was the biggest issue. Still is the biggest issue for me. And now, as the Panthers are contemplating a reunion with our prodigal son. I don't know. I'm always been a Stephon Gilmore fan. I always will be. The problem is that he's 33 years old, right? And father time is definitely catching up. The past 2 seasons, he's played with the Cowboys. He's played with the Indianapolis Colts. Instincts of this man is just razor sharp. I would love to see him here. I think that with the fact that we got Troy Hill, we got Dane Jackson, JC Horn's on this team, but after that, there's really not much, right? If JC Horn goes down, then we're stuck with Troy Hill, Dane Jackson, DiCaprio Boodle, and Deshaun Jameson. Now, Deshaun Jameson last year showed some flashes, especially in that Vikings game when he was all over Justin Jefferson, which was crazy to me. The guy just went off that game. But after that, we didn't really hear much from him. DiCaprio Booty, I don't think that guy made one decent play. Unless someone can show me. But I think that bringing a guy like Gilmore would definitely, obviously, it adds depth to that corner room, which is what I've been preaching on this show for her ever since we've had issues with Dante Jackson and JC Horn's injury. I'd rather have 4 corners that I know I can rely on than having just 3 because if 2 of them go down, I actually have an extra 2, and then my slot, I'm basically the nickel. I'm probably screwed. But the more depth I have, the better in the corner room. We've seen it for years here in Carolina. It needs to be done. I would say bring him in. All right. I'd say you bring him in because it's a depth purposes, right? I want whatever player falls that shouldn't DK style. Don't know what but I'm taking him. What's up, Oasis? What's up? What's up? See what you did, Clay. Now everyone is knee expert. I'm not saying I'm a knee expert. I'm just saying it just makes me I'm not okay. I don't feel comfortable with just relying on Austin Corbett at center. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to T. Thompson. Like he might be right. We might not draft a center the first 3 rounds. That's fine. But then you're basically might be getting another Cade Mays all over again, which I had a high expectations on Cade Mays because his film from Tennessee showed the guy could play and was very versatile between the guard position and center. Then he comes to the NFL and he's an absolute scrub. Same thing with Chandler Zavala. Absolute scrub. So I don't know. I don't know, man. But I do hope that we get this guy. Bring me Stephon Gilmore. It's kind of frustrating, Josh, because he should have never left. They should have never let him walk. They should have tried. I think they should have tried to sign him to at least a 2-year extension. But it is what it is. So Ishan, we might win. We might. You never know. I mean, I think that JC could be up there with those guys. I think he could be a top corner in the NFL. The injuries have just plagued him. The injuries have just plagued him. Isha, now I know you're freaking lying. Chandler Zavala is a fucking bum. I never wanted Chandler Zavala. Don't know why. When I did my mock draft last year and I was looking at Chandler Zavala, I never wanted Chandler Zavala at all last year. Zach is keeping me up to date here. We've got Peyton Wilson having his top 30 visit. Obviously, y'all have seen the Luke Kuechly video. And then looks like we've got another one here. What do we got? Michael K comes in and says, linebacker Trent Simpson, a fellow Mallard crew online, is a Wake Forest linebacker best friend. Simpson is here to support him. Trent Simpson. Never heard of him. Trent Simpson? Trenton Simpson? Oh, okay. Hold on. I've seen this guy before, but I don't know how good he is. Well, he must have been injured because he didn't play. Ishan, we all know you're a Bears fan. You've come in here and you troll every single day. All right. I know you're a Bears. We know you're a Bears fan. You're not fooling anyone. April Fools is April Fools is Monday, okay? April Fools is Monday. Yeah, bro, that take ain't it. Ishan's just trolling. So Trent Simpson, he had to be injured last year. for him to be getting looked at from the Panthers because he's only got 13 total tackles, and the only games he played in was the last game of the season. It said Sunday. He didn't play. Okay, he played in the San Francisco game. He played in the Miami game. He only played 5 games last season. So he played the last 3 games of the season in the divisional playoffs, played in the AFC Championship, and that's it. So he only played 5 games. So that's interesting. He must have been injured. So that's interesting. He must have been injured. Will not meet with Trent Simpson. Will not meet with Trent Simpson. We're meeting with his best friend Jacob Roberts. Okay, who the hell is Jacob Roberts? Okay, he played for Wake Forest. Did he play for Wake Forest last year? No, he played for Wake Forest last year. 40 solo tackles, 43 assisted, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Okay. All right. Well then. All right. Let's get into the next topic here. Let's get into the next topic. I want to talk about this stupid ass new rules, man. I can't stand it. I can't stand the new rules. If y'all watched my short yesterday and you watched my live yesterday, I can't stand any of the new rule changes. The NFL needs to stop with legislating this damn league and let the football players play football games. Like, just let the players play. Stop trying to manage this league like it's politics. And the hip drop tackle, you're taught that in Pop Warner. You're taught to do the hip drop tackle in Pop Warner, which is also frustrating. I mean, that is also frustrating to have to, deal with that. Now, obviously now with this whole thing, though, it's going to affect every team. So it's not just the Carolina Panthers. It's going to affect every team. But I'm going to tell you how it affects the Panthers. And it's going to affect us just probably the same way any other team in the NFL, right? Because you're having to re-strategize how you're going to do the kickoff. They got this landscape of this kickoff rule from the XFL. I don't care what anybody says. They got it from the XFL. Okay. We're going to probably see more kickoff returns, I think. And the Panthers have found themselves, I think that any team has found themselves at some crossroads, because you have to rethink the approach to special teams and how you're going to restructure your special team roster, right? The new rule aims to, basically what they're trying to do is breathe new life into something that was so stale, right? The kickoff return was just stale. And to mitigate risk of injuries. Okay. And I promise you, though, that this is going to be shit. Okay. I think it's going to be shit. I think because no longer will kick returners simply rely on brute force and breaking neck speed to carve out lanes in the special teams. Instead, it's going to be more of a nuanced approach. It's going to be basically reminiscent of running backs poised to take center stage and requiring returners to read blocking schemes with the through the kickoff. Like, so you bring it. So you got Amir Smith-Marset, you got running back Blackshear, who did do the task last year for us. both I thought did pretty well. I think both of them did pretty well. I mean, Amir Smith-Marset had one touchdown return, but had some decent returns last year. I think a lot of people were calling for him at the special teams. A lot of people were wanting him to return punts, him and Blackshear to return punts and kicks. And I thought they did well, at least from what we saw. But, Blackshear probably is going to hold the edge in this kick return because of his knack of because he's going to be the guy reading blocks, right? His knack of reading blocks as a running back. And then he's going to try to exploit those gaps. And it's intriguing for sure. But again, for me, it's like, I don't know. The possibility of deploying a different breed of athlete in the return game, I think it looms large. I think that if you picture it like this, a versatile playmaker, right? With a penchant for wrecking, who's very good at in wrecking havoc in the open space, right? A player capable of turning a routine screen pass into a game-altering touchdown. So then, here's the thing: could Carolina, bring back a guy like Laviska Shenault? Maybe, unless he's still on this team. I don't think he is. Right? Chenault's gone, right? He's not in that wide receiver room. I think he's still free. He's a free agent, right? Or do we still have him for another year? No, he's not on this team. Okay. I was about to say, I couldn't remember if we had him on this team or not. So, again, I just don't. I don't get it, man. And then with like the whole kickoff thing too, is that they took away the onside kick. Like, it's like I said, I think that, yeah, there's some pros and cons to this whole thing, sure. But I think the hip drop, for nothing, is the hip drop tackle, like I said last night, is just another example of the NFL trying to remove the physicality from the game. This is nothing more than a knee-jerk reaction, and it's a total overreaction, I think. Football is a contact sport, and like I've said, the players know the risk when they step on the field. And if you banning the hip drop tackle, to me, is like checking in hockey, and you're banning checking in hockey, or you're sliding into second base. Like, you ban people from sliding into second base. It's taking away a fundamental part of this game that has been around for years. So, again, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't like it. And then when you get to the kickoff, sure, it might inject some excitement into the play, but because it's something that has just gone stale. But at what cost? I think you eliminating surprise onside kicks. I think that's a joke. I mean, what's next? You're going to take away the flea flicker or the halfback pass? Again, I think that, what I said last night, the NFL needs to stop trying to legislate the game. Let the players play. This is football, not flag football. If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. I truly believe we don't need any more rules, and we just need players to be more tough. Simple, easy as that. I mean, the play clock review, I'm okay with. Again, because they do get a chance to catch those sneaky offenses, like red-handed, right? And it's all about fairness and transparency, sure. So, but all of this, I think, when it comes to some of this stuff, I really believe that it's for the legalization of sports betting across America. I really do believe that. But with this whole play clock review thing, it's like hitting every red light on the way to wherever you're going, right? Like if you're in a hurry somewhere and you hit every red light, that's how it's going to be. And it's going to be a lot of pausing in the game, right? And so that's going to make the game a lot longer, but I get why they're doing that. And then if you're talking about the crackback block rules, again, I think that's like putting bumpers on a bowling lane. You're just protecting defenders from its blindside hits. That could, I know we've seen a lot of guys' seasons get ended in a blink of an eye in that way, but I think this is just going to be with more flags flying. I think you're going to see more flags in that aspect of things. Trade deadline, I don't really care for that. I'm cool with it. The trade deadline thing. I mean, like I said, I think for that, it's like a lifeline for playoff contenders who are hit by injury bugs late in the season. You're just adding an extra life. Like when you're playing a video game, you die, but you somehow get an extra life out of nowhere, right? So, but the two that I had the most difficult thing with is the hip drop tackle and this new kickoff. And the surprise onside kicks. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the way where the game's going. I think it's stupid. It is what it is. All right, let's get on to the next one. On to the next one. Oh. Okay. Panthers pass pains lessons for Dan Morgan. Let's put Dan Morgan in the spotlight for a second here. Okay. All right. This guy is facing a daunting task in trying to revamp this organization and this front office and this team and all of that. But the good thing here is that you learn from your mistakes from your past, right? He's learning from the missteps of the past that was navigated here like a minefield of major decisions that weren't made. Because this is a franchise that's at a crossroads. Morgan's time hopefully promises to be a baptism of fire, demanding a touch and a keen eye for opportunity, right? So the thing is that the Panthers were caught in this whole like whirlwind of change, right? We just want stability as fans, right? We want competitiveness. It's all we want. It's not just about short-term fixes. It's about crafting a genuine long-term blueprint for success. And as Morgan grapples with the weight of the expectations, he must first steer this whole team towards respectability before setting his sights on these lofty ambitions that I feel like some of our fan base have. I just don't know how some of you Panthers fans can believe that this team is going to win more than 6 games next year. And I'm talking about that is my ceiling for this team. My floor is 3. So if we win 3, okay, we win 6, great. It's progress. This is his first season as truly as a general manager and has actually a say, right? And he has wasted no time in implementing changes here, okay? Now, obviously, We lost Frankie Louvu, right, in free agency to Washington. The Brian Burns trade, obviously, wasn't what we expected it to be, but I wasn't surprised as to what we got for him because of when his market value was up. You should have made the trade with the Rams at the deadline when they offered you that trade. But that idiot that you see right there, that's no longer here on this team, that Dan Morgan was behind and had to listen to, chose to not to take that trade and put us in even more of a shitbird situation. And that's what Scott Fitterer is. In my eyes, I think Scott Fitterer is a fucking shitbird. Okay. And he did nothing for this organization except really tear it down to the point where, because of the decisions he made, the signings that he didn't make, the cap space that he tore up, now is in the hands of this guy who actually knows football, who actually knows how to scout talent. And he is having to do all of this basically from the ground up, whether you believe that or not. I don't think Dan Morgan's a yes man kind of guy. Not like to compare to Scott Fitterer, who was just trying to save his ass for his job because of his shitty mistakes that he made. Him and the financial guy, whatever his name was, that came over from the Pittsburgh Steelers, that guy was a fucking dumbass. But he couldn't even I wouldn't let that guy who came over here from the Pittsburgh Steelers, who made the contracts, I wouldn't even let that guy handle my taxes. But again, you have to be a little optimistic though of what Morgan has done so far. And he's collaborating closely with Dave Canales and Brant Tillis. He's laid the groundwork for the future already. And he's already trying to bring unity and purpose here. And as the dust settles, the Panthers have to confront the past mistakes dead on. You got a big star in Derek Brown. You're either going to have to trade him for the value he's worth, right? Or you're going to sign him for the value he's worth. JC Horn, they haven't made a decision on him yet, and I don't know if they will. I don't know if they're going to pick up his fifth-year option. I think they should, just to see if he can stay healthy through a full season. And if he doesn't, then you just move on from him. It doesn't hurt you either. It's a low risk, high reward situation, I think, in that aspect of things. The thing is Brown is fresh off a Pro Bowl campaign, though, right? That is solidified his status as one of the league premier interior defensive linemen. He had the most tackles in NFL history by a defensive tackle. And now he's going to have to get contract negotiations underway, because you also have to think about what Chris Jones just signed off on. And so Morgan faces a delicate balance act here of trying to balance out of what we didn't do in the past, which was commit to key players, right? So the key lies into be proactive engagement and willing to invest into the future, sending a clear message of commitment to both Brown and Panthers fans. I mean, with the decision, though, let's go back to JC Horn for a second regarding his fifth-year option. It demands careful consideration, right? When the guy is healthy, he's a lockdown corner. He was top 3 before he got injured his first season. He was top 3, not in just rookies, but in the league. He was top 3 after the first 3 weeks as a lockdown corner. Then last year, when he came back from his injury, was also ended up being like top 5, top 3 through those first like 5 weeks he was back. So, but again, the biggest concern with Horn, of course, is the injuries, right? So you have to think about keeping him or moving on from him. Now, Morgan is is navigating all of this, and you have to be mindful of the Panthers' reputation both on and off the field, right? With each decision, he has an opportunity to instill a culture of professionalism and competence, right? Erasing the scars of the past mismanagement by that man right there and ushering a new era of accountability. There's one thing I don't want you to make a mistake about, and that is that Morgan's journey to where he is now as the GM here in Carolina is basically a trial of fire. Every obstacle he has got that he's going through, hopefully he can overcome. And so far, I felt like he has to a certain degree. But he does meet every challenge head on. I noticed that as a GM. And he's just every inch keeps getting closer and closer. I feel like to restoring faith again with us fans, hopefully. It's a long road ahead, still, but I feel that Morgan is doing the right things, and making the right moves as of right now for this team and for its future. I'm trying to read. Okay. Every player should have to sign a waiver to play in the NFL, acknowledging that injuries happen and that the NFL is not liable to long-term injury conditions. I mean, or the NFL could just give these guys. I don't know if these guys get health care or the NFL players have to pay for it, but maybe the franchises should think about giving these guys it's like when you work for a corporation, you get health insurance for it, right? Maybe they should do the same thing in the NFL. But that's just me. Did these players make millions of dollars? I mean, again, and will have the best healthcare the rest of their lives. They shouldn't be able to sue the NFL for making them rich. Yeah, I don't agree with. I don't agree with. I'm just saying that could be an option that they do. Nine play games and fighting for the division. All talk of new QBs. Keep Burns away. I'm very optimistic with the moves Dan's made. Sorry, Fadenam. Sometimes I can't keep up with everybody's play. I'm getting burnt out with you not reading my comments. I'm gonna get Marcos to block you. He can't block me. I'm the one who runs the show. I just can't get to all your comments sometimes. Can't trade Horn. His value's too low. He has stay in the league. Besides, he's a great player when healthy. Give him a chance to prove himself. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully they pick up they have until May 2nd, Josh, to pick up his 5th-year option. The NFL player can't afford health care. I think the waiver thing makes sense, but again, I just don't know if these NFL teams will do it. I just don't know if these NFL teams will do it. All right. Dave Canales. Let's talk about this. Canales and Young are obviously working together, having conversations. In the whirlwind of NFL coaching, where turnover is as common as a halftime Gatorade, right? Forging genuine connections with players is the secret sauce of success. That's what Dave Canales believes, right? Canales being the new head coach here, who's wasting no time to ensure he and Bryce Young are on the same page, both on and off the field. So picture this. Right? Canales and Young, two Californian guys, right? They're sitting down for a 3-hour dinner in Charlotte, discussing everything from football feats to the Southern Cali weather, right? For example. But it's not just a meal. It's about a strategic bonding session, right? It isn't just dissecting game tape. It's about unraveling the layers of Young's personality, discovering an edge and beneath the surface, right? Canales at the NFC coaches breakfast in that video I mentioned earlier, perceived niceness is merely the tip of the iceberg, right? Behind that charming facade lies a competitor with a hungry with a hungry room for growth, willingness to face adversity head on, a keen awareness of his journey through the ranks of football, right? Sure, Canales has watched the Panthers offense performances. He's analyzed Young's mechanics, pondered over a playbook adjustments. But before delving into the nitty gritty of X's and O's, he's investing in what he calls the emotional currency. That kind of ensures the constructive criticism that doesn't fall on deaf ears. For Canales, it's more about just dishing out football wisdom. It's more about creating a report that transforms a player's coach interactions from clunky corrections to meaningful conversations, right? So whether it's swapping tales of Newport Beach or sharing insights over a game of Madden, Canales is all in, determined to build a foundation that will weather the storm of this upcoming season. Now, of course, Young isn't coming without his own challenges, right? With a revolving door of play callers, a sack count that would make any quarterback want to go play for somewhere else, honestly. And he's had his fair share of setbacks, for sure, right? Canales isn't the one to dwell on past mistakes. Instead, he's assembling a team of talent around Young with the acquisition of bringing in a guy like Deontay Johnson. And as this offseason continues to unfold, I feel that Canales and Dan Morgan are choreographing trying to choreograph this organization back to, I guess you could say, respect or your respectability. Like I said, competitive. Ensure that this team has weapons that Young needs, and of course, building up that offensive line, scouting, playmaking receivers, really to calculate every move to try to help Young out in as any way as possible. Okay, while Canales is cautious not to make it all about Young, there's no denying the spotlight shining on the young quarterback. Now, his success or lack thereof will be a yardstick by which Canales is going to take. And Morgan and the entire Panthers organization are measured and armed with insights and gained over a leisurely dinner, subsequent heart-to-hearts. I mean, Canales is optimistic about the kid and that Young are primed for greatness. We shall see. But for me, like Canales, if I had any advice to you after watching all the game film of last year, and if I had to tell you everything I know about this kid, right? I will tell you this. I'm going to provide you some information and maybe you guys as well, okay? There are several aspects to consider about Bryce Young's performance last year, okay? You have the negatives, okay? Young ranked near the bottom of the NFL in various statistical categories, including total QBR, pass attempt rate. His performance could have definitely been more impressive, could have been better. But given his struggles with the downfield accuracy, play action passing, but his play action passing actually wasn't that bad. That's a statement that I need to people to understand. His best was actually in play action pass. His QBR rating was higher in play action pass. His yardage was better in play action pass. And I think he had more touchdowns in play action pass, if I'm not mistaken, and less interceptions. At least the ratio. But He struggles with the deep ball. We know that. He needs to consistently get better at throwing deep ball passes, which that is a concern, and his ability to stretch the field and capitalize on big play opportunities is a concern for me. Okay. He has another thing that I feel like he challenges as a player is to elevate his teammates. Now, I think that that is a statement that needs to be realized, and that the aspect of, despite the expectations that he would elevate his teammates in performance, I still think Young needs help consistently to help players around him. Like, it's like, because of the offensive line, right? He can't elevate the wide receivers or help the running backs out, or elevate the running backs without the offensive line. Like, it's just like Jim Harbaugh said. What is basically in that video, he said, what's the most important position in football? It's the offensive line. Even Jim Harbaugh says that. Jim Harbaugh just said that. Yeah, these other positions, they're great, but if you don't have an offensive line, you can. Even a coach is saying that. So I think that when I'm saying elevate his teammates around him, I think Young needs help consistently to ignite that offense. So this could be due to confidence issues or external factors, like the need for more reliable pass catchers and consistent run game. So the consistent clean pocket, right? Another thing, vision, accuracy, timing. You talk about Young's performance last year. He's been criticized for lacking of vision, accuracy, timing on many passes. These are fundamental aspects of a quarterback play that need to improve for him to succeed at this level. But again, the inconsistency of the offensive line. The offensive line, particularly, I don't want to go after Bradley Bozeman. Here's the reason why I'm not going to go after Bradley Bozeman. If you go look at the percentages, the left guard and the right guard position gave up the most pressures, which then left Bradley Bozeman out to dry, which leaves Bradley Bozeman to have the most sacks allowed the most sacks on this team when he had 8. So no one's really factoring in the pressures between the left guard and the right guard. Okay. But they struggled to pass protect, whatever way you want to look at it, the whole offensive line, which led Young to be the second most sacked quarterback last year. So he needs more time to make plays. Now, again, they say, well, he's got one of the highest holding on the ball, 2.9 seconds. Yeah, because if you go watch his play on game film, guess what he's doing? He's looking for the first read. It's not there. Looking for the second read. It's not there. It's looking for the third read. Not there. By the time he gets to the third read, that pocket's closing. Guess what he's doing? He's still holding onto the ball, and then he's scrambling out, and he's either he gets sacked, or he gets rid of it, or like one of the game film I showed the other day, he gets it to a guy, gets a 10-yard pass out of it. Finally finds a guy open. It's one of those three things that happen. So then the lack of the offensive weapons. Again, outside of Adam Thielen, the wide receiver core was non-existent, let's be honest. You also had two of the worst wide receivers that this team in the NFL. Two of the top 10 worst wide receivers are creating separation in the NFL, DJ Chark and Jonathan Mingo. Terrace Marshall, don't know where he was. Never heard. Might as well not even heard of him. Never been on the team. The tight end position was no good. Was inconsistent. One game, Tommy Tremble would have a good play. Stephen Sullivan would make a play here and there, but that's about it. It's just not panning out as we would like or as expected, right? So I named off a couple things about Bryce that he needs to work on. Okay. I named a couple things that also were cause of the negatives as well. But he still, as a player, has to work on those things. Now, the positives I will say about Bryce. The positives I will say about Bryce Young is this. The guy was tough, and he's very resilient. Despite facing all the criticism this kid endured last year, and on top of the 62 sacks that he got hit, still showed some resilience and toughness. In a challenging situation where he went through two head coaches and multiple offensive coordinators, not just two, multiple offensive coordinators, and I'm assuming two playbook switches. So, I mean, I don't know how a kid's supposed to learn, when they transition to Thomas Brown, how the guy is supposed to learn Thomas's Brown play calling. You know what I mean? That just never made any sense to me. But ability to extend plays, we saw that. I still think that we saw how elusive he can be, how he was able to improvise. And that's the reason why that 2.9% of him holding on to the ball is part of that. Right? That was one of his bright spots, I thought. Okay, his ability when under pressure, he was able to get out of there sometimes and either find a guy or get the ball away, or he ran the ball, got a couple yards. Another thing is with Bryce, he showed maturity for me. I think that has earned and professionalism, and that earns respect on and off the field, whether you like it or not. He handles success and criticism with grace and responsibility. He never stepped up to the podium and acted like a baby. Right? So that just shows how mature the kid is, which is not very often as for a rookie. But here is the challenges that I need Bryce Young to do for me this offseason, and I hope he's doing it already. I need him to improve his performance from last year. He has been marked by disappointing statistics and historical comparisons. The road ahead is still being determined. The questions about whether he can overcome these early struggles and fulfill his promise as a top draft pick remains to be seen. Now, another thing is Young needs better support from his teammates, and this coaching staff and Dan Morgan is already working on that, as we can see. And the wide receiver core is improving already. Getting a guy like Deontay Johnson is definitely an improvement. A guy who was a top 5 wide receiver in creating separation. You get one of the best. You got two of the best guards, two of the top 10 guards in the NFL. I think Robert Hunt finished top 3 at his position, and I think Damian Lewis, I'm pretty sure, was top 10. But also, the thing I want to harp on Damian Lewis that a lot of people don't know about or don't really talk about enough with him is he's very good run blocker. So that's also going to be helpful. Now, the tight end position, I think, is still remains to be seen. I think that we'll see if they either go and get a tight end in this draft or they just rock with what they got. And Canales, the guru that he is, can he improve the performances of that tight end room? I doubt it. You got Ian Thomas with brick for hands. Steven Sullivan, we don't know what he's really capable of doing. And Tommy Tremble has shown flashes, but we truly don't know what Tommy Tremble really has. So to maximize this kid's potential, there's still some challenges that need to be done. And that's on Bryce's end, and that's on our coaching staff and players' end. And so we shall see. Hopefully it is a recipe for success. Hopefully everything that happens is a recipe for success. But we shall see. Linebacker Jacob Roberts will attend the Panthers local day. Okay, this is the guy. 83 total tackles, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass defender. Okay. Cool beans. Robert Griffin, the juror, John with ESPN, and football's in jeopardy for the network. Oh, God. That's going to start some problems. That's going to stir up some problems. What's this? Malik Neighbors runs a 4.535. Damn. All right. Damn. 435. That's pretty good. Yeah. I hope you're right. I'm if Matt Corral lights it up, I'd love to see him back in the NFL. I appreciate that, Fana. I don't think the membership ain't that expensive though, right? My memberships are pretty damn cheap. There will be more with the memberships stuff, and I am working on some stuff outside that y'all don't know about, like behind the scenes that I'm working out for you guys who become members. Like I'm working on merch, I'm working on tickets, like to games, I'm working on gift cards. I'm thinking outside the box of what I want to do, jerseys, stuff like that. So don't worry. There will be with the memberships. There's going to be a lot of perks coming up this season. We're going all out this year. So I'm hoping to see if I can find someone to make me like some cool street Carolina Panthers wear that I want for my merch. Like I want to have like a cool Rockstar Report shirt, like whether it's a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, some hoodies, some hats. I'm working on that right now, but I want it like be like streetwear type. And then I want to get like some streetwear where it's like with the current players that we have. So like whoever the top players we have, maybe the top 10 most popular players we have, make some streetwear shirts of those as well. So merch is definitely on the priority for you guys becoming members. Giveaways, stuff like that. I'm coming up with some ideas for memberships and to make it worth y'all's while. If you're going to support me become a member, I want to make it worth y'all's while as well. So I'm just coming up with ideas in the back end, and I got a list of ideas. Panthers sucked last year from owner all the way down to the damn water boy. That's why I'm willing to give Bryce one more season, I guess. Yeah, Marcos Cash last year was not a Bryce Young fan, just so y'all know. And again, for me, I'm unsure with the kid still. I'm still unsure with the kid. But I do believe that he deserves a better chance because I think this was one of the worst situations you could have came to in football. I'm just trying to see if there's any news or updates around the NFL. Oh God, P. Diddy. Let's not get into that. I actually
say that he's in the building and the on the field stuff. You said, well, you and I talked a couple of days ago, and I asked you, where does it start, right? The first day that he's in the building and the on the field stuff. You said, it's all the footwork. You build it from the ground up. Tell me what that looks like on a daily basis, how you go about programming a guy who's played football a certain way for his whole life, getting him to do things the way that he needs to without him becoming robotic and overthinking everything.
Yeah, so it's no different than the approach that we took with Russell, with Gino, with Baker, is we are going to become the concepts where Bryce looks most confident. And how do you tell that? Look at the firmness of the back foot on the delivery, whether it's a plant throw or one hitch. There's just this really solid look and an aggression just exploding off that back foot. You see it all across the league. You see those anticipatory throws. Well, these are concepts that these guys love. We'll start to hone in on some of those, but we're going to have to throw a lot at them to kind of discover those. But you talked about the footwork part, right? That's every year, every quarterback. We go right back to the basics. We start with the stance under center. We balance the feet, get your left foot into the instep of the right. Okay, my chest is up, my eyes are up so I can see every part of the field. We take it from that basic starting point, regardless of how many years the quarterback's been in there, but we just take that. Then we start to build the drop. Then we build the footwork, and then specifically what you're saying, we look at the concept and we say, how can we make this footwork intelligent to this concept? Because if you watch, Most quarterback footwork, they take about 3 steps from the gun. But there's all kinds of 3-step drops from the gun. And so that's the part where you start to grow. What kind of 3-step drop? How many hitches? Is it one? Is it plant? And just building his library with that type of inventory within the drops. And then also, how much can we eliminate pre-snap so that he can play with an anticipation, and say, okay, I can eliminate first progression because of this coverage or that. Now I can start on 2 to get to 3. Because you really don't have a lot of time on a down and down out to go 1, 2, 3 consistently. Sometimes you got to go, one's not there, start with 2 to 3, and then kind of on your way.
I love it. It gets me fired up when I hear him talk, man. It's just like how energetic he is. Like, we went from a guy that sounded like Eeyore, right? This is what Frank Wright sounded like. This is what Eeyore sounded like. I want to hear Eeyore talk, damn it. See, that was Frank Wright right there. It's okay. Learn to live without it. Like, that's the reason why I love this guy. This is why I'm positive, like optimistic in some sort of way, just because of the energy this guy brings. The only way I think that this can get fucked is if Mr. Baldy gets involved. Mr. Baldy gets involved, and that is David Tepper. And the Black Hat Panther podcast came out with a great one from Carolina Logic talking about, if you haven't seen it, I watched it. It was pretty fun. It was pretty good. I liked it. Talking about Tepper's expectations. My transition plan is for Bryce. If he doesn't work, Drew Aller, complete opposite of Bryce. Yeah, I would be that, and he's probably going to be the next. Drew Aller is probably the best quarterback coming out of that draft class next year, maybe besides Shedeur Sanders. But again, I don't see us. It depends on how this season goes, because that could depend where we fall as a draft pick, and then we, again, it all depends. I really want to watch this video with you guys. I really want to watch that video that Zach sent me. But I feel like I'm going to get bumped. I feel like I'm going to get bumped. Throw it in Discord. I don't know. The Discord, I can give it to you guys and you can watch it in the Discord, or you can just go on YouTube. But I just don't know. Can I? Ooh. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see. Discord watch party. We could do it. I think we can. It is in there, and you can watch it from there. I put it in there. You guys can You guys can watch it in there. You can watch it in there now, if you want to, or you can watch it on YouTube. I just don't want to get bumped by YouTube. It's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. All right, let's make up. I feel like I owe you one more thing today. All right, I owe you one more thing. Let's do this. I'm lagging, I know. I feel like we end every day on a good note. The Draft Network. Okay, that was a new one. So the Draft Network. I've heard great things about this mock draft simulator, by the way. Mm-hmm. Give me a second, guys. I got to pull this up. I got to get to the draft simulator. I think no. Draft Network. Do y'all, didn't they have one on this? I thought these guys had a draft simulator. I thought these guys had a draft simulator, but maybe not. I wonder if these guys would give. I wonder if these guys do. Have y'all ever seen this before? Y'all ever seen this one? Interesting. All right, we're gonna try this one today. I don't even care. Take their. I thought they had a draft. I thought they had a mock draft simulator, but I guess not. All right, let's do a mock draft. We're gonna do random. 7 rounds. 6. I think this one has. I think I'm gonna have to go in here and make trades. We're just gonna go with the standard trades on 67 rounds. All right, we'll do 2. We'll just keep it on the basic. All right, we'll rock with this. I don't even care what the draft looks like. Did they have the right picks in here? Okay, so I have to make a trade. For this. Add to trade. Select team. Hopefully it'll let me do it. No, not the Jets. Yeah. Let me adjust. Where's the Giants? You trade the Chark and the 160. Is that what you had to do? Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't have to. The trade got accepted. That's funny. Okay, well, I didn't have to do that. AJ. All right, let's do it. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. All right. Well, we probably had to because it wouldn't accept it. For mine, it went through. So that's kind of funny to me. All right. Whatever. What do we got here? Damn, we got Graham Barton, Kool-Aid, Cooper DeJean, Adonia Mitchell. Don't be teasing me with that Adonia Mitchell. They're teasing me right now. They are teasing me. That's a tease. That is a tease. That is definitely a tease. Wow. I mean, oh. Zach Frazier's right there. Oh my. I might have to take Adonia Mitchell here. Me neither. We're just gonna rock with it though. I'm taking Adonia Mitchell. To Sean Gibson, like I need another safety behind Nick Scott and Xavier Woods and Jamie Robinson and Jordan Fuller. Nope. Most definitely not. Okay. I got Xavier. Damn, dude. We might try a couple of these different ones. Okay, damn. I could get Graham Barton. Could get Graham Barton. Oh my. Oh my. I mean, Graham, you could move him to center. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Where did JPJ go? I'm assuming first. Who did he go to, though? The Bills? Okay. Could move him to center. Yes, I mean, I know that. Could move him to center. Have that versatile. All right, I'll go with it for you guys. This is nuts. This is nuts. Oh, dude, watch this. If this guy if he falls, I mean, damn, there's still some dudes though. Oh, please. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if I'm picking here, I would feel like I want to go Jeremiah Trotter. Feel like I gotta go Jeremiah Trotter. Because he's right between Peyton Wilson and Cedric Gray. And like, because the edge rusher, Keeney's ranked 80th. And I like Junior Colson. But I don't know if I like him for this type of for the 3-4 defense. I think I'm going to go Jeremiah Trotter here. Chris Jenkins is gone. He was already gone. Now, chat, would y'all be mad at this draft right now? Like, if you got Adonia Mitchell and Graham Barton? I'm just curious. Would y'all be mad at that? I mean, now here's the thing. I think Jeremiah Trotter fits the 3-4 mold. That's why I went with him. Okay. Alex McGoog. Okay, y'all are killing me with these trade offers. Colt McCoy. All right. Now I could get all right, so far positive vibes all around. Positive vibes all around. I love it. I love it. We're at the 101. We've got the wide receiver. We get the outside linebacker. Now, again, I know we're about some running backs now. We need that big bruiser back. Isaiah Davis is right there. I think we missed out on, which I've been able to get, Mr. Braylon Allen around this time. But this is a different draft. This is a different draft board. Wonder what QBs look like. Spencer Rattler still there. Wide receiver wise, still some names, honestly. Offensive line, we really don't need any more there. So tight end, probably D-line. I could go Dwayne Carter here. Or I could bring in Gabriel Murphy, who's like a defensive line / edge rusher. But then you also got Dwayne Carter, who could fill that, help out on that, the defensive line, help out Sean Robinson and Derek Brown. No, I haven't made any trades in this. I haven't made any trades. I like to win Carter. Panther Raider X likes to win Carter. We got the outside linebacker we need. Now we've got DBs too we got to think about. I do like Kalen Carson out of Wake Forest there for a corner position. Josh Newton out of TCU. Child Smith Wade is a good one. Kalen King's all right. Nemaine Pritchett's pretty good. Dwight, people are sleeping on this kid. Dwight McLaughlin is a stud corner that we could get in the late rounds. A lot of people are sleeping on this kid. I feel like I need to go and help out. Like, I feel like Gabriel Murphy might be the move here because he can do, they have him listed as D-line and edge. But it says sub position. So mainly he's D-line, but his sub position's edge rusher. Okay. 4'6'8", 6'2". Okay. Good size. Projected third round. Tackling, pass rush is very good. Run defense is pretty good. 79%. Okay. But I like the Wayne Carter. That's a big boy. 6'2", 302. I mean, he's a big boy. I've picked him before. Let's go. I'm going to go with Gabriel Murphy this time. Add to the defensive line. I think I'm going to go DB. I'm going to go tight end, DB the next two picks. I think having Adonia Mitchell and Deontay Johnson would be definitely feasible. Well, no, Zach, we don't need a nose tackle. Sean Robinson's going to be a nose tackle. He should be. That guy should be playing nose tackle. They brought in Sean Robinson. He better be playing nose tackle. Gabriel Murphy and Grayson Murphy. Okay, they got. Oh, these guys must be twins. These guys must be twins. There's must be brothers or something. Boston College DB is that another good pick. Boston College DB. Where's he at? I don't see him. He must have already went off the board. Okay. Tight end. Who do we got available? Ooh, there's my boy. I haven't got to pick him yet. So I'm going to draft him. I do like Child Smith Wade too. I'm going to draft. I'll probably get him. I like this draft so far. I like this draft so far. I like it. I mean, I could rock with it. You know what I mean? What do y'all think? You like this draft so far? Oh, huge announcement. Huge announcement to the channel. Well, we'll do another one. I'll do another one after this, I promise. Because I haven't messed around with this one too much. So we'll do another one. All right, so huge announcement that needs to be known that I want you guys to know. I have partnered with a huge announcement. I have partnered with a buddy of mine. His name's Dan Mitchell. He is a Bills YouTuber, and him and the AFC East Roundtable that's on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I think they have created a new company, or they have created a company. One of the he is called Roundtable Sports. Okay, but they have now created an AFC or NFC South roundtable that's a part of theirs, because they are trying to bring in YouTubers who cover each and every team to do a roundtable. So they'll have they are the AFC East, the guys who have founded this roundtable thing. They are the AFC East roundtable guys, and then they have found other guys who are YouTubers for around the league that have been around the whole who around the league have done the other YouTubers. So they're going to have each division. They're going to have the NFC South, which I'm going to be the Panthers guy. They brought in the Saints, Buccaneers, and a Falcons guy. Okay. And so they're going to bring him in. They're going to bring them in. And so we're going to be doing a weekly show on the AFC. So just so y'all know. There we go. All I have to do is that. And then all I have to do is this. All I have to do is this. Bam! I put Ishin in timeout. I got tired of listening to his comments. So he's gone. Yeah, I just got tired of hearing his comments. So just so y'all know, starting in July, there will be a weekly show. It looks like from my understanding, me and a guy said Thursday nights would be best. It would be Thursday night, 7 p.m. EST. Obviously, it will be 7 p.m. starting in July, 7 p.m. Thursday night EST, the NFC Roundtable by Roundtable Sports. I will be the Panthers guy, and we will be doing a weekly show. We'll be doing a weekly show starting around 7 p.m. Probably be at least an hour. So just so y'all know, be prepared to embark on a new journey with me and this channel. Damn, I just got back and I see Clay Blocky. I just got tired of his comments, man. The guy comes in here and says the same fucking thing every single day, and it's just a distraction. I'll unblock him at some point. Clay, congrats, Clay. You got my vote as a streamer. Yeah, no, I'm already locked in. Like, there's there won't nobody. They're not asking anybody else. They're not asking anybody else. They're just asking me. All right, last pick of the draft. So we could go. All right. So we got a corner to help out in the depth room. We got a tight end. We got depth on the defensive line, but we also got a guy that maybe we could rotate as a pass rusher. We got a guy I think fits the narrative as an outside linebacker out of Clemson. Jeremiah Trotter fits the 3-4 defensive mold better. We've got a Graham Barton, can rotate him in center, but can play outside. And then, of course, we got Mr. Adonia Mitchell. Then we got, so what else is it that we need? Well, I would probably say we get a running back. And if I'm going to go with, if we want a big bruiser running back out of these guys, it's probably going to be, I think it's, Mayan Williams wouldn't be bad. Mayan Williams wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we'll go Mayan Williams. Damn, Sean, it's fucked up, man. You have no faith in me. It's not nice. Not nice. It's fucked up. Yeah, Marcos. Hey, Marcos, since you're a moderator, can you tell me how many people I've banded on this show? I'm just kind of curious. Can you see that? Oh, man. All right, first, this is I'm going to put first mock draft with NFL draft buzz. I wonder how many people I've actually added a username. Ropp, we'll go Roppstar 92. That, and then can't tell you my password. Oh, well, great. Now it's trying to tell you. No, just me. Here, let me stop sharing my screen so I can actually put my password in. I'm going to have to use a different password now. All right, so I got this one. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that one in the mock draft thing. All right, so put that one in the mock draft thing. All right, let's do another. Y'all ready? Let's do another. We're going to use a different. Or we'll use the same. We're going to use the same one here. We're just going to use a different. We're just going to use a different trade value chart. We're going to use the Fitzgerald Spielberg thing. We're going to do 2 random 60. Let's not do 60 seconds. Let's give them like 40 seconds. Okay. No, we'll just fuck it. We'll do 60. That's awesome. I thought Franklin laid hits down in the past year. Real dog. Did they just announce that? Because I'm glad they did, because I'm glad they're bringing a guy, because I think Sam Franklin with this whole, here's the thing with this whole new, this is what I wanted you to understand. And I think this is a great move for us to get Sam Franklin, is that the reason they bring that guy in, they got that guy in, is I think because they brought Sam Franklin in, because you got to think about it with the new NFL kickoff rules, right? Sam Franklin is a special teams guy. Oh, you're fine. No, you're fine. You're good. He'll go back. No worries. My bad, Clay. I accidentally pressed subscribers only mode, but I can change it. But I changed it back. Yeah, no worries. It's all good. But that was the reason why. I like it. It makes sense to bring him back. right? With the new NFL change. Like he's a dog on the special teams. I like the Sam Franklin. I like that they brought him back. So that's good. So I'm glad they brought him back. Good move by Carolina for doing that. It's all good, Marcos. If that happens again and you can't get it back, I can fix it. It's super quick. It doesn't take me that long to change it back. I was just curious how many people I've banned though, but it's no big deal. If you can't find it, it's not a big deal. I'll have to go in there and look. I know I got some people in there. All right, we got the picks back. All right, here we go. Got the trades on. Let's try again. Let's see what we get. That would be nuts if Drake May went first. Yeah, that's a great news update, Panther Raider X. Appreciate that. Panther Raider X, always, if there's any other news like that, add it to the Discord, bro. Add it to the Discord. There's the Panthers news and updates chat in there, the channel. Add it in there. So any of those kind of breaking news like that, add that in there. It helps out a lot. Perfect. That's the best thing about it. Oh, well, looks like Zach already did it. Looks like Zach already did it. He already threw it in there. Never mind. All right, we got some trade offers here from the New England Patriots. They're giving us their second round pick, their 34th pick. Okay, they're giving us their 34th pick, their 6th round pick in 2025, and their 7th round pick this year, just for the 33rd pick. What do y'all think about that? Let me know what y'all think about the Patriots trade. Let's see the next offer. Arizona's giving us their 3rd pick in the 2nd round, their pick number 7, their pick number 6, their 6th pick, and they're giving us the 35 pick. They're giving us 3 draft picks. So their 3rd pick in the 2nd round, so the 35th pick, and a 7th pick in the 6th round. All right. Now the previous offer was their 2nd pick and Miles Bryant. So we got a player. Nah, I wasn't mad at you, Sean. It's all good. I know you were playing. Dude, that's kind of a good trade there. Because you get Miles Bryant and you get their 2nd round pick and a 7th and a future 6th. That's a freaking really good trade. You get an offensive guard on top of that. Yo. That's a solid. Those are both solid. Those are like both solid trades. But I'm going to reject all of them. All right, let's look at the offensive line. JPJ's there. Okay, who drafted this thing? This is nuts. Well, y'all know where I'm going. I ain't wasting no time. JPJ's an absolute stud. No, it wasn't your fault. Holy crap. They're giving me, for the 39th pick, they're giving me their 3rd round pick, their 4th round pick, Dax Hill. Okay. They're giving me their 2nd round pick. All right, but we're going to eject this one too. Let's look at the wide receivers. Okay, we got Ladd, Xavier Worthy, Jermaine Burton, Malachi Corley. Okay, what about edge rusher? What do we got? We got Chris Jenkins. We got Adiza Isaac. Could trade back. My tight ends off the board. Could go wide receiver. Do I want to go with Ladd? Do I take Xavier Worthy here? Or do I wait till I get to the 65th pick and get my wide receiver and take an edge rusher here? And get Adiza Isaac? Or Chris Jenkins? If we're going best available, it would either be Ladd or maybe Kamari Lassiter. Could go to Vondre Sweat. Graham Barton's still there. I mean, do we really want to add another offensive line? We got JPJ already. Dude, this is nuts, though. AJ Brooks, you really want that offensive line completely filled. I love it. I mean, I love the idea of it for sure. I think that we would need more draft picks if you wanted to get more guys like Barton and Jackson Powers Johnson. I'll go a different route here, and I'm going to take Adiza Isaac, and then let's just see how this pans out. I like it. I get it. Let's just see how this works out, though. Let's see if any of these wide receivers fall. Where are they gone? Okay. Kingsley, TJ, Braden, Michael Hall. Okay. Cooper, Jeremiah Trotter. Okay. All right. So these, Jesus, you're going to give me a 2 third-round picks next year, a 6th-round pick, and your third now, and Denzel Mims? Yo, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? All right. We got our edge rusher. Ooh, wee. Now, call me crazy. Golly, that's tempting. Damn, Chris Jenkins is there too. Fuck. Could build that defense up. Damn it, Renardo Green's right here. Shit. Renardo Green at the corner position. Fuck. Oh, man. Oh, man. Dream praise just keep falling. I know this one is not as good as I felt like as the last one. I don't feel like this. I think let's try your way, AJ. You said the Harvard trade value was the one you did. So let's try that instead, because that one was just nuts. There was just no way that just seemed right to me. All right, last one, and then we're getting out of here. Offer trade. Yeah, I want your 141, bitch. Let's see if they do it. All right, trade accepted. It's pretty easy to do it that way. All right, AJ, we're going to go your route with the Harvard one. See how that works out. Because, okay, Caleb, okay, I can work with this. That seems, I can work with this. Ouch. Drake made to Atlanta. Well, at least the first 10 picks went off the board. At least the guys I thought would go off the board first. Let me see. Most of them. Yeah, Trap said I went over a lot of stuff today. You missed out on. But that's okay. That's why we got the Discord. That's why you can rewatch these. So if you want to go back and rewatch it, you're more than welcome to. All right, so Eagles are trying to make a trade. Okay, that's just ridiculous. Darius Slay, a 2nd-round pick, and a 5th-round pick. Good Lord. TJ Edwards, a 4th-round pick. Says I can't join. I can't join the Discord, bro. You're in there. Sean, I already got your notification. Says Sean, welcome. All right. I see the friend request. I think that's another thing I'm going to have to do, but it says you're fine. Won't let you talk? Yeah, you can't. It's not a talk channel, if that's what you're trying to do. It's more of a text channel. Text channel. All right, offensive line. Okay, so JPJ's not there this time. Chop Robinson's off the board. Okay, so kind of figured that. Jadavion Sanders off the board. Where did JPJ go? Okay, he went to LA. Okay, wide receiver. Damn, Donovan Mitchell was there again. Fuck. Yeah, it should be fine, though. You should be. AJ Brooks is in there. Yeah, I mean, you should be good in the Discord. Because all of these channels are just text channels. They're not talking channels. I don't think, and I don't have it where it's like permissions. It's not a private channel. Let me see the advanced permissions. So, manage channel. It should be fine. If I got to go back and fix the settings, I will. If it's not letting you do anything, I might have to go in and fix something, but it should be fine. All right. Well, let's see what edge rushers we got. Darius Robinson's there. Linebacker. I like the setup and the layout of this one too, Keep pounding. This is the NFL draft buzz, but they're some of these so far the best one has been the standard draft. So like I'll show you since you just joined. So they've got these different ones on how the trade value works. Some of these are crazy. I've heard the Fitzgerald's the best, but then AJ said that the Harvard was AJ said that he liked the Harvard one, but so far I've actually just liked the standard one. It seems to have worked a lot better. I'm going to try to make this one quick. It seems like the standard one is a lot better. I'm going to make a trade real quick. Let me select my trade offer. I'm going to select the Giants. Seems like with this one, and so far the standard is just the best one. At least from my team thing. So I don't know why. That should be good. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. I can't ever get this draft to be similar, but you occasionally get a good draft. Yeah. All right, there you go. There you go, Sean. You're good to go there, brother. Keep pounding for the Discord, or are you talking about for the draft buds? You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay anything. Good Lord. No, I don't. I'm going to reject all these. I don't want to do any trades. Who went off the board? There ain't no way Roma Duzier is falling off that board. You're telling me Roma Duzier is available for my taking? You're out of your mind. I'm not taking Roma Duzier. As much as I want the guy, they took. That ain't happening. There ain't no way. Well, I ain't going there. Graham Barton's not available. Now, Jadavion Sanders is. Darius Robinson is. Oh. I'm going to go Jadavion Sanders. We're going a different route here. We'll go Jadavion Sanders first. I'm going to reject all of these. Let's go with, see what wide receiver still available. Troy Franklin's still there. Edge is still there. Darius Robinson. I got to go edge with Darius Robinson still there. Okay, reject all of these. Who's available at wide receiver? We're going to make this one quick. All right, so now this is where it gets interesting. I like Brendan Rice out of these guys for what this offense is going to be. Checked all. All right, so we got our edge / defensive lineman. Linebacker, we could get, Javon Solomon is sneaky good. Corner, Kalen Carson's there. Elijah Jones is there. Tight end, we're good. Yeah, Discord has an app, Sean. You can get it on your phone. It's free. Defensive line. Could take Micah Wingo. Kai Wingo. Could take Javon. Oh, Cedric Gray 101. But then could kind of already got my edge, but I do need a linebacker. I do need a DB. I do need a center. Zach Zenter is right there. Trade value for Reddick is a second-round pick as of right now. Zach Center is I think he played right guard. Where is my centers? So you're telling me the only centers I have left are Delmar Glaze is right there. I'm surprised he dropped down that far. I had it. Drake Nugent's still there. Okay. I could still get Drake, which I'm okay if I get him. Edge, I got Darius. Linebacker, Cedric Gray. Defensive line, Mekhi Wingo. How many picks I got left? So I got my tight end. I got my edge. I got my wide receiver. Now, offensive line, it's gone. Running back, could go Braylon Allen here at 101. So if I draft, this is going to be a wild draft. This is going to be one of the wild ones. This is going to be one of the wild ones for sure. $210. Maybe he drops. I'm going to get my center last in this one, though. I think. Could get Tyrone Hopper. Steely Chompas. Jerron Jones. Josh Newton. Out of these guys, I could probably going to go Josh Newton. Dwight. Oh. I'm going to go. I'm going to draft Tyrone Harper. And I'm going to get my guy out of Arkansas that everybody is sleeping on. Matt Lee. Damn, in that center position. But, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I could get Dylan McMahon, who's very versatile. If I had to pick anybody the rest of this list, probably Dylan McMahon. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Dylan McMahon. This one's crazy. This one's a little bit nuts. All right, guys. Well, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. We broke down a lot of good stuff today. Always good discussions. A lot of good discussions today. Talked about the Austin Corbett thing. Talked about the Austin Corbett center thing. I know we had a little bit of argument about that, which is fine. That's why we're here. We can embrace debate on this channel. We also talked about the possibility of Stephon Gilmore coming back, making a return. Talked about the NFL rules and how they, it's going to mess with us. Also, had talked about the offseason work with Canales and Young, and then we talked about lessons learned from the past, basically, and how Dan Morgan could learn from that. Talked about trading Hassan Reddick, but I told you why I think we should pass on him. Wonnum is going to be out for OTAs, and that's it. And then a couple mock drafts. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. Also join the Discord. Very active. It's starting to blow up. It's starting to become like a nice little community for everyone. So the Discord link, I'm pretty sure is this one right here. So there is the Discord link right there by Marcos Cash. If you want to use that one, there it is. All right. I'm actually going to go ahead and where is that one at? I'm going to pin it. I'm going to remove this pin and I'm going to pin the Discord. So there you go. There's the Discord pin. You can join it. Come hang out. We got growing this community each and every week as we go along. All right. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, subscribe, join the Discord. Those things help out the stream a lot. I'll be live tomorrow. So again, appreciate everyone. Probably going to get some shorts out here shortly. Peace.